Welcome to my domain in the kingdom of Michael. Welcome back to the Da Vinci Code. Where I gotta go? This way. No, that's stairs. This way.
Welcome to the Arthurian Legend Room. If you would take notice, there are two wonderful paintings depicting the tales of Arthurian knights, and at the doors you will find the armors that they wore. The Arthurian knights had their own heraldry, which is displayed on the shields. You, Miss Nauvoo, must discern which shield goes with each painting by placing the appropriate shield with its armor. If you examine a shield, I should be more than happy to tell you that knight's tale.
Sure.
This is Percival's shield. Sir Percival was one of the first knights to see the Grail. During his journeys, he came across the castle of the Fisher King. In the sky above it saw an image of the Grail. Inside, he found that the Fisher King was quite ill and bedridden. While Percival knelt beside him, a great procession walked down the hall. At the end of the procession, a lady carried a chalice. But Percival failed to inquire about it, and the king was not healed as a result. Percival vowed to find the Grail again someday. He became one of the three knights to embark on the final quest for the Holy Grail. My dear Sophie, this is the shield of Mordred. Mordred was King Arthur's son, who was born of Arthur's half-sister Morgana. Arthur and Gawain were away from the kingdom. Mordred seized the throne and took his father's wife, Guinevere, as his own. In the final battle over the kingdom, Mordred fatally wounded Arthur, but was then defeated by Lancelot. One story states Lancelot executed Guinevere, believing she had taken part in the usurpation of the throne willingly, and entombed Mordred with her dead body, which he ate to stay alive until he eventually died of starvation.
Oof,
This is
how
the
morbid.
shield of Lancelot. Sir Lancelot was raised by Vivian, the Lady of the Lake. He was the epitome of chivalry and was always courteous, courageous, and kind. He became the first knight of the Round Table, but soon fell in love with Queen Guinevere. He slept with Guinevere behind Arthur's back, and when he did so, a broken shield that Vivian had given him became whole again. This is Galahad's shield. Sir Galahad was the son of Lancelot and became a knight of the Round Table. He saw a vision of angels guiding him to the Holy Grail. Thus, he was selected as one of the three knights who would go on a quest for it. When they found the final location of the Grail, Galahad was one of the few allowed to see it. Ah, this is the shield of King Arthur Pendragon. He became king when he pulled the sword Excalibur from a stone. Uther Pendragon, Arthur's father, was the previous owner of Excalibur. Before Uther died, he implanted the sword, which he got from the Lady of the Lake, into stone, and said that whoever could remove it would be king. Of course, only his own magical bloodline could do so, and thus Arthur ruled over Britannia for many years.
I like the King Arthur side plot in the Gargoyles cartoon. That was a fun one.
This is the shield of Sir Gawain. He was the most chivalrous of the knights and was bound by his honor to do what was right. He was the only knight brave enough to accept the challenge of the mighty Green Knight. Lancelot mistakenly slew Sir Gareth during a rescue of Guinevere, thus causing a bitter rivalry to form between Lancelot and Gawain, who was Gareth's brother.
Oops. And what's this painting? Second Cryptex. saw a chalice in the sky. Okay, so who was it that saw the chalice in the sky? Ah, God damn it. History. King Arthur's son, who was born from Arthur's half-sister Morgana, until Arthur going away, more just he's going to no. Sir Galahad. Saw visions of the angel guiding him. Saw visions of the angel guiding him. So that's wrong. 2 of the shields are fake, by the way. No. Sir Percival. And in the sky above it, he saw an image of the GRAIL inside. He found. Okay, so the image of the GRAIL. So Percival is this one. That's Sir Percival. Percival shield.
Well done. Now, what of the other knight? He looks rather plain without his shield.
Okay, so that's Sir Percival. Lady of the Lake. Lady of the Lake is holding the Holy Grail. No, that's an angel! That's an angel. He saw a vision of the angel. So it has to be... Sir Galahad. It is Sir Galahad. Nope, that's Arthur. Galahad. Yay!
Excellent, Miss Naboo. I trust the Arthurian legends are entertaining?
Yes, I quite enjoyed your tales.
Knights questing for the Holy Grail does make for an entertaining story. But I assure you that it is no mere cup.
I know, sometimes it's a bore.
No, my dear. You see, as a Grail historian, I'm often asked, where is the Grail? It is rare that people ask me, what is the Grail? Because everyone assumes that it is just an object. It is much more than that. Now that you know the question, why don't we see what answers we can find here?
Cool. Well, considering I'm in this room, I might as well go this way.
The paper next to the terminal mentions Solomon's songs. I wonder what that is from.
Oh. Someone's...
This is probably a passage from the Bible.
Ah, okay. Okay, I can't do anything in this room yet. There's nothing in this room yet. Okay, so it's obviously the next room. It's this room. Solomon's songs. Oh my dove, in the clefts of the rock. What did it say? Clues? That's got to be in clues then. GRAIL what? Where? Oh my god, it's not there. Secrets. Okay, so obviously...
I don't think we've explored it. Let's keep going.
What does this note say? Verse 14, line 4, word 3. Line 4, word 3. Line 4, word 3. What's line 4, word 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. Pathway. No. One, 2, 3, 4. Word 3. So there's two possibilities for that. It's either here or pathway. It's either here or pathway.
Solomon's Songs is a book from the Bible. I need to look up the passage to find the password.
It's either here. It's here. It's not pathway, it's here. Why do I need the chalices? Oh, look, a grail!
I do not think I have everything I need to do this.
Never mind. Okay. Why is he just standing there? This chalice has a symbol of a red heart. This chalice is symbol. Arthur. What do I do now? Objectives. Learn about the GRAIL by completing. Okay, but what do I do now? Moving. Wait a minute.
Something is
Arthur.
definitely missing from this pedestal.
Arthur. Arthur. So, the red dragon. That's Arthur. I see Arthur written on that. So, it's a red dragon. I need the red dragon chalice. I need the red dragon chalice for that. Boy, that chalice seems to be bouncing a lot, Sophie.
I thought you said the GRAIL was not a cup.
It isn't, but as time progressed, the Holy Grail became Arthur's Grail. The legends were intertwined, and it was simply because poets and storytellers continually wrote about it and changed a few things here or there.
So that's why the GRAIL became a cup?
Not exactly. I'll explain more later.
Alright, so what's through this door?
I do not need this. I need to move the tiles to form a picture.
Oh. Alright.
The tiles can be moved around.
That's the only hint. That's the only hint we need. Come on. So that goes there. I don't know what this one needs to go over here. There. Here. And that's that. And then there's this. And this. There we go. Alright, is anything up here I need? Oh! Yay! He gave us the clue for the next room. That's the thing. Alright. So all the puzzles are up here. There's nothing in the top floor. Or there's nothing in the bottom floor. But I'll check just to be on the safe side. Is anything on the top floor? Oh.
Remy, I was wondering... Never mind.
Jesus, what's wrong with it? Okay. Sheet music. Sheet music. I got sheet music. What do I need sheet music for? Is there a piano somewhere? There is!
Perfect.
Come on.
The GRAIL operas of Wagner also speak of the GRAIL as a vessel in which the blood of Christ was gathered when he was killed on the cross.
But that is not true, is it?
That entirely depends on your interpretation. GRAIL can mean many things.
Are you familiar with the symbols for male and female?
Of course.
These are not the original symbols. These symbols originated as ancient astronomical symbols for the planet god Mars and the planet goddess Venus. The originals are far simpler. This is the symbol for male, the blade.
Quite to the point.
And this is the symbol for female, the chalice. Legend tells us the Holy Grail is a chalice, a cup. But the Grail's description as a chalice is actually an allegory to protect the true nature of the Holy Grail.
You mean the Grail is a woman?
Exactly. A woman who carried with her a secret so powerful that, if revealed, it threatened to devastate the very foundation of Christianity.
Who is she?
As I mentioned before, Da Vinci painted the true Grail. Come to the dining room when you're ready. I will show you Da Vinci's painting.
The Last Supper. There is nothing else here. So, time to go in here.
You told me you had a Da Vinci painting that would show us the true Grail?
Indeed I do. I assume you recognize this.
Ah!
The Last Supper?
Yes. Vinci painted many secrets within it. Perhaps you can use what we discussed earlier to find a few of them yourself.
I will try. There is a V shape right in the
V-shape?
center between Jesus and John. Robert told me earlier that the V is an ancient symbol for the chalice.
This is quite true, but why would Da Vinci paint a feminine symbol into the Last Supper?
I don't know. It's a painting of 13 men.
Is it? Take a closer look.
Is that an actual image of the Grail?
It's hard to say. It's almost an optical illusion, is it not?
Did Da Vinci mean to say that there was a Grail cup?
Not at all. Since it's an illusion image, I think he was saying quite the opposite. That the idea of the Grail as a cup is the story, and that the real story can be found elsewhere in the painting. It all goes back to the Sangria.
I have never heard of it.
Sure you have. You're just used to hearing it called the Holy Grail. Holy Grail is the literal meaning of Sangreal. The phrase derives from the French Sangral, which evolved to Sangreal and was eventually split into two words, Sang-Greal.
Oh, does the word have anything to do with the French word sang, or Spanish sangre, meaning blood?
Oh yes, the Grail has much to do with blood, but not in the way you might think. Let's look over the painting some more.
That is a woman.
Surprise, surprise. It's no mistake either. Leonardo was skilled at painting the differences between the sexes, but our preconceived notions of the scene are so powerful that our mind blocks out the incongruity and overrides our eyes.
Who is she?
There are other clues within the painting that may reveal her name. Look again.
All right. Let's see if I can find them. Oh. Kind of a stretch for an M shape.
That looks like an M between Jesus and that woman.
A bit too perfect for coincidence, wouldn't you say?
Why is it there?
Countless Grail-related works contain the hidden letter M. Watermarks, underpaintings, or compositional illusions. Conspiracists will tell you it stands for matrimonial.
You mean marriage? Jesus was married to this woman?
Their marriage is part of the historical record. These are photocopies of the Nag Hammadi and Dead Sea Scrolls, the earliest Christian records. Troublingly, they do not match up with the Gospels in the Bible. The Gospel of Philip, always a good place to start. And the companion of the Savior is Mary Magdalene. Christ loved her more than all the disciples and used to kiss her often on the mouth. The rest of the disciples were offended by it and expressed disapproval. They said to him, "Why do you love her more than all of us?"
Jesus was married to Mary Magdalene, the prostitute?
Magdalene was no such thing. That unfortunate misconception is the legacy of a smear campaign launched by the early church to cover up her role as the Holy Grail. The early church needed to convince the world that the mortal prophet Jesus was a divine being. Therefore, any Gospels that described earthly aspects of Jesus' life had to be omitted from the Bible.
Like his marriage.
I think we've got what we need to solve the cryptex, Sophie.
There's more to find in Da Vinci's painting of the Last Supper, if you are interested, of course.
Peter looks like he is threatening Mary.
Peter was definitely one of Mary's detractors. After Jesus died and was reborn, there were many debates over who should continue his church. But Mary can tell you that in her own words. Here, read this passage from her gospel.
And Peter said, "Did the Savior really speak with a woman without our knowledge? Are we to turn about and all listen to her? Did he prefer her to us?" And Levi answered, "Peter, you have always been hot-tempered. Now I see you contending against the woman like an adversary. If the Savior made her worthy, who are you indeed to reject her? Surely the Savior knows her very well. That is why he loved her more than us." So Peter disliked her because Jesus favored Mary over him?
Not only that, the stakes were far greater than mere affection. At this point in the Gospels, Jesus suspects he will soon be captured and crucified. So he gives Mary Magdalene instructions on how to carry on his church after he is gone. As a result, Peter expresses his discontent over playing second fiddle to a woman. I dare say Peter was something of a sexist.
This is St. Peter, the rock upon which Jesus built his church.
The same, except for one catch. According to these unaltered Gospels, it was not Peter to whom Christ gave directions with which to establish the Christian church. It was Mary Magdalene.
You are saying the Christian church was to be carried on by a woman?
That was the plan. Jesus was the original feminist. He intended for the future of his church to be in the hands of his wife.
As all men should. What's that little tiny thing in the top corner there? Never mind. Everybody boo. Hey, look, a black guy. Out of a whole mess of white guys. Oh.
Earlier, you mentioned that the GRAIL documents told the true story of Christ.
Ah, you remember? Yes, but as we discussed before, GRAIL derives from San Grail, or Holy Grail. But in its most ancient form, the word GRAIL was divided in a different spot.
Song Real.
Which translates to royal blood.
Precisely.
But whose blood? Christ's?
I believe there's at least one more clue to be had in the Last Supper.
Mary seems to have nearly as much attention from the apostles as Jesus.
I should hope so. She was a very important woman. Few people realize that Mary Magdalene, in addition to being Christ's right hand, was a powerful woman already.
I was under the impression that Magdalene was poor.
Just as many people think Jesus was poor. Yet he was of the house of David, descendant of King Solomon, king of the Jews. Mary was of the house of Benjamin, also of royal descent. Magdalene was recast as a whore to erase her powerful bloodlines.
But why should the early church care if Magdalene had royal blood?
My dear child, it was not Mary Magdalene's royal blood that concerned the church so much as it was her consorting with Christ. By marrying into the powerful house of Benjamin, Jesus fused two royal bloodlines, creating a potent political union with the potential of making a legitimate claim to the throne and restoring the line of kings as it was under Solomon. The legend of the Holy Grail is a legend about royal blood. Grail legend speaks of the chalice that held the blood of Christ. It speaks, in fact, of Mary Magdalene, the female womb that carried Jesus' royal bloodline.
But how could Christ have a bloodline unless...
Unless they had a child.
Behold the greatest cover-up in human history. Not only was Jesus Christ married, but he was a father. My dear, Mary Magdalene was the holy vessel. She was the chalice that bore the royal bloodline of Jesus Christ. She was the womb that bore the lineage, and the vine from which the sacred fruit sprang forth.
Then there must be some way to trace the family line.
Precisely what the Priory of Sion has been keeping secret for hundreds of years. Sophie, your grandfather may have been the last man to know the secret lineage of Jesus Christ's bloodline.
Is that why he was killed?
We may never know exactly why someone would murder your grandfather in cold blood.
Anything else here? I could have sworn there was a knife or something. I thought that was a knife or something, but nothing's lighting up here. Nothing's lighting up, so I guess I'm done with that now. Was there a second cryptex inside the first one?
The cryptic's poem tells me that the Last Supper gives me the answer. I should go over them both once more. Robert,
I don't.
what is this in the cryptic's poem about his right hand?
I don't think it's talking about his actual hand. I believe it's referring to the person on his right-hand side.
Yeah, okay. Oh my god. Alright, knife hand. Oh! Oh! Ooh! It didn't even talk about the knife hand. Yeah. The tile puzzle. Oh, that one. How many letters is that? D-A-L-E-N-E. Oh, that was it. It's Magdalene. M-A-G. Oh, fuck off. M-A-G-D-A-L-E-N. No, D-A-L-E-N-E. Yeah, it is L-E-N-E. Yeah, it is Magdalene. L-E-N-E.
Did you hear?
Give the cryptex to me.
Yay!
Quickly, to the basement.
The basement.
It has a safe room.
Robert, do you know who that was?
I can't be certain, but I believe he's the one who killed Sister Sandrine.
Obviously, he's interested in you now, and he specifically wants the cryptex. This won't do at all.
Is there a way out of here? It doesn't go through him?
Well, if he's found you here, he obviously is resourceful. Someone will have to go up there and knock him out.
I'll do it.
Don't be ridiculous. You are in no condition to fight that monster.
I doubt very much you could knock him unconscious, Miss Naboo. But I'm afraid she's right, Robert. Perhaps if we had some sort of weapon. Ah, yes.
What? Do you have a gun?
I'm a good shot with a pistol.
No, nothing quite so barbaric. Take a look at this.
Da Vinci's drawing of a ballista? You don't have one, do you?
I'm afraid I don't have
He
all
calls a gun barbaric and he has a ballista.
right here.
What good is that if it does not work?
Well, it occurred to me that we might be able to make it work with some of the artifacts I have upstairs. Remy is something of an engineer in his spare time. Very true.
What do you have upstairs that would make it work?
Why, the other pieces of the ballista. There are unique properties to each piece, and I was studying them in different rooms of the house. They are most unfortunately, scattered about and quite heavy.
Then I will get them for us.
That's very brave, Sophie, but I really think I should go with you.
If you insist, Robert. But let me handle moving the large pieces. A good gust of wind could bowl you over right now.
If you insist, my lady.
Miss Nabu, do be careful. I doubt very much that Robert will be more than a distraction for this giant of a man, but Robert does have the cryptex, and that's the only thing this lunatic seems to want. If Robert should get into trouble, use a mace or a fire poker, whatever you can find to stop that monster from killing Mr. Langdon. We still need him if we want to find out where the cryptex leads.
Don't worry. I won't leave Robert to die. We'll get through this, Sir TV. I mean, Sir Lee. Together, or not at all?
Sophie, let's go. I don't see him out there.
Good. I'll do that next time. So thank you all so much for joining the screen. See if you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button to raise hell.